back in my day when I was a teenager, young teenager, Central was open, and the cruisers, all the lowriders, I mean, it just cruised up and down from Friday night to Sunday night, and it'd be packed bumper to bumper, okay? Um, People would be meeting each other, finding out where the parties are, or connecting with old friends. You could literally walk down Central and be walking next to cars because there's bumper to bumper, you know. Um, at that time, we didn't have the aquarium. We had San Gabriel Park. Well, it was like a big, long park that you could just pull in on one side and drive all the way through it around it and come back out the other side. It would be packed. The park itself, the street, you know, and then they have these little side areas that you could pull off, barbecue or hang out or whatever. There was a few bad things that happened there, you know, like any else, you know. So they ended up closing it down and they made the aquarium. You can't drive through there now no more. But all the way up to the west side on Central, cars would be bumper to bumper. And people would be showing off their rides. That's where the car club. You know, actually, these lowriders, people doing lowriders have been going on for way longer than that. Even my dad's days, you know, they took pride. The Chicanos, they took pride in fixing them, making them look nice. Or some would put hydro, some would just flat it all the way down.
From the rise of Pachucos and the Zoot Suiters of the 1940s to the extravagant car shows and competitions seen today, we find that lowrider culture is based in family and creating unique identity.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of competition between car clubs, and a lot of times they say they're friends, but then once you've been in a couple, they all tend to um, give a lot of grief about each other. We've had personal experiences with it actually. The first car club we were in was called Albuquerque Lowriders, and it was a new car club. We never knew anything about car clubs. We just, they talked to me one night, and I decided, yeah, let's give it a try. We ended up going to the first car show. We've seen a bunch of different car clubs, and figured we need a better club to be in if we were gonna start off. And we ended up going into a really big car club, a nice car club, which was Reflective Styles. But their whole family, that they started the car club, and they have nice, really nice cars. That's what it is. Their whole family does it. It's a family event too. It keeps everybody interested. Like I like to get my boys into it. Something better than doing other stuff. I'd rather pay for their cars than something else. Get them out of jail or something.
After World War II, people began customizing the pre-war Chevrolets. These Bombas were family sedans. The skills, culture, and love for lowriders were handed down the generations, giving parents an alternative lifestyle to introduce to their children.
Well, the culture and the lifestyle for me, it's like anything. It has its own language. It has its own, basically its own style. I guess most people would relate the lowriders and all that with like more of a Hispanic or Spanish lifestyle. Um, yeah, like whenever you're in a car club and all that, you're almost like a family in itself. You all get together, you have like your barbecues, your meetings, you all look out for one another. Try to help each other fix each other's cars. This guy knows how to do stereos, and you know how to do something else. You might trade work and help each other out like that. Um, Generally, it's not meant to be like a nothing violent or nothing supposed to come out of that. Of course, you have occasionally conflicts, but that's not what it's about. It's really just meant so everybody could, show what they got, show how nice their car is, get it noticed. Nobody wants something, real nice, and nobody gets to appreciate it.
Today, car clubs host lowrider shows and raise money for charities. Many actively work towards diminishing the negative stereotypes lowriders face in their communities, as well as provide support for their members.
A lot of the car clubs, when they first started, it was like they wouldn't have to be in gangs, and they had something to keep them occupied, to keep them out of trouble, have pride in them, and a lot of them, you should see the car shows that they have.
I mean, it's a hobby too, a lifestyle and a hobby. It's expensive. Because if you really get into it, like the car shows, car clubs, there's a lot of car shows, there's a lot of meetings you go to, there's a lot of car shows actually. I mean, there's still car shows that go on in the winters, mostly at parks. When stores are opening, they have like car shows to promote their store, to get people knowing that they're open there. Basically, just you can even win some big prizes, like you go to the bigger car shows, which are mostly in Arizona, Texas, Colorado, and Las Vegas is the main one. And sometimes they have one here, but I guess I've heard, like if you have the lowriders, you can't get into the Las Vegas show unless you've at least placed in the other two big shows in other states. So it's kind of hard. That's why it's kind of a lifestyle. Like you have to travel with it if you really get into it.
They can't stop the cruisers. They tried. They made that law. They block off Central, but they're still on the other side, and they still go around, and it's hard. There's not as many lowriders as there was back in the day, but there's still some nice ones. A few weekends ago, we were at the launch pad, and my husband, I had told him about this one lowrider that was kind of like a Monty or Cutlass or something, and that it shoots out flames from the exhaust. And he didn't quite believe me until that night when he saw it. I said, I was right behind that car one night, around midnight, and I thought it was going to torch my car, so I kept far away. And so he's got a few shots where you can see it. If you push forward, it looks like you can see the flames coming out. And they don't mind being filmed because they do take pride in that. The sad thing, like I was going to say, is that like anything, there's always competition. And people get hurt, there's haters, so that's why they think that they're like gangs, because one car club don't like another car club. And it's not that, it's just that that's how it's always going to be. But that's what keeps them, pushing them to make their car better and better and better.
Even though Central is no longer bumper to bumper with lowriders, Albuquerque's lowrider scene is still going strong. And one thing hasn't changed since the beginning. Lowriders still love their cars.
My favorite lowrider that I had actually was probably that one right here in this picture. You might be able to get just like a little glimpse of it. I mean, there's a 84 Monte Carlo. It was pretty nice. I mean, I actually bought it pretty much already done up, but yeah, I mean, it had pretty much everything that I liked about lowriders, like the T-tops, had the real nice clean body style, and I just really like how the lowriders look, with the nice small Daytons on them. Me, I prefer the chrome and all that, but yeah, that was my favorite car. It ran good, it ran smooth. The engine's really powerful in those cars. So, I mean, if you want to go fast, you can go fast, but they're lowriders, so you want to cruise it, make sure everybody notices you.
I had a lowrider one time. When me and my husband got together, he got me a 1964 Buick Wildcat, and it was a lowrider, a little chain steering wheel, and it was like, it used to be red, but it was faded, so it looked pink. It had a dent in the fender, and it had an axe hole in the trunk. We got it for $100.
The car that we won our first car show was a 05 Grand Am. It had 20-inch rims, nice stereo. And then I got at the same time we had that car, I had a 83 Monte Carlo. It was like a pearl blue with flake, had white leather seats. They had everything worked. Ended up selling that car. And then we got our new one, which we have now, which is one of the six. And that's the part we're doing, fixing it now. And that has TVs in it, rims, everything. We're figuring we're gonna finish that car. I hate the word.